You guys are never gonna believe this, but we've finally done it. We've updated to 1.21.4, so that means we can go and get some pale oak. But yeah, anyways, yo, what's up, homies? We're back, we're in our fortress, and yeah, we updated. I finally bit the bullet, and I switched everything to Curse Forge so that it's a little bit easier. Mostly all of my mods were updated, except for my zoom, so I'm stuck with this weird one that, you know, does weird stuff sometimes, but you know, we'll get through it. Please update Zoomify, I miss you already. But yeah, so we got everything updated, we're good to go. We tweaked our vanilla tweaks pack just a little bit, and one of them actually involved shorter grass and shorter too tall grass, which I'm actually liking a lot more. It's not as intrusive as it was. But anyways, enough yapping. We need to get some cooked chicken out of here, and hopefully 11 will be enough. And we are gonna go find a pale garden. Now, I did technically cheat a little bit, I guess. I just went on chunk base and put in my seed just so that I could find, you know, where a pale garden actually was. And I didn't look any further than just the coordinates, and it seems like there may be one in that general direction over towards the original spawn of the world. So I was going to go and get my horse out and, you know, do a nice little horse traveling montage like I like to do, but that's gonna probably take forever because chances are those chunks have already been loaded since they're near spawn and there's not gonna be one there. So we're just gonna go fly around. And as expected, right in this area, there's supposed to be a pale garden and there isn't one. So I guess we'll just keep flying around and see if we can't find one. And now it seems we're flying into chunks that we've never seen. What the heck? We got multiple minecarts on the surface and a spawner? Hold on just a moment. Let me put a torch on this right here. Holy moly, I almost ran out of breath in excitement. Oh my goodness, is this another one right here? Or is that just spider webs? There's another cave spider spawner there. Holy moly. All right, let me just keep my torches out, I suppose. And another minecart. I can't believe this. We got 3 minecarts on the surface and they're loaded with stuff. Actually, you know what? Why don't we just take this as well? Now, let's see. What do we got in here? We got some detector rails, which I've actually never ever used. Some glowberries, some melon seeds. Ooh, we're getting some stuff from these. This is kind of cool. A Smite 5 book. Holy. Man, we just got quite a bit of stuff without even going underground. That's kind of nice. All right, anyways, back on our hunt for the pale garden. We got to go to -5,000 this way and a little bit that way so that we can reach like 800 on the Z. And this kind of seems like places that I've never been. This is kind of out here. Everything's loading a little slow. We got a nice sunken ship right here. Let's go down here and do a little bit more exploring. Ow. So what do we got in this bad boy? Anything good? We have paper and books and a buried treasure map. Okay, we'll take that. Then in this one, there's a bunch of poisonous potatoes, rotten flesh, and pumpkins. All right, a whole bunch of nothing that I want. So we'll stand on here momentarily and see where this treasure map wants to bring us. I don't know. So I guess we'll just keep going this way and hope that this is the direction it wants us to go, and it doesn't look like it is. But I do see a ruined portal down here as well. Now, what's going to be in the ruined portal chest? Absolutely nothing. Now, I'm going to keep this treasure map, but look at this cliff. I think something might have rendered incorrectly here. This is a little bit absurd. Let's go up to the top and see what's at the top. Holy cow, I need to use 2 rockets to get up here. Oh, there's a small jungle biome up here. All right, well, why don't we sleep up here? We'll come right over here, ow, and place our bed. All right, it's a new day, and I kind of want to take some of this, what is this called? Calcite, I believe? I kind of want to, I don't have any of this yet, I don't think. So maybe we'll grab some of this while we're over here. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, we'll just, we'll take a bit of this. It's going to go pretty quick, I think. So we're actually getting pretty close to the -5,800 on the X and Z axes. So hopefully there's something over here in the general area. I see spruce. I see jungle. I see... Oh, wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, the zoom is... I don't like this zoom, but that looks like a pale garden. I think we may have done it. All right, let's soar on over there and see if that is, in fact, a pale garden. It certainly looks like something I've never seen before, and... Oh, yes. Ooh. Look at this. Okay, now this is pretty cool. I love the like foggy ambiance of this place. So before we do anything else, I want to get a hoe so that we can get some moss. This one so that I can get some shears out and get some of the vines down, because those things are also pretty dang cool. Now, I guess I probably don't need to harvest these vines because I'm assuming they probably grow when the tree grows, hopefully anyways. So once I bring saplings home, that should account for, you know, that sort of stuff as well. But yeah, now we got to get some, moss. This pale moss is some seriously cool stuff. We're gonna have to find some applications for it. Let's actually get around this bend because I think the pale garden's supposed to like continue over this way a bit. And it seems like it may just a bit. This is a giant hole in the ground. Holy cow, look at that. But yeah, it does appear to wrap around just a bit. So I think we'll just kind of have to decide where we want to start taking trees down. And unfortunately, it's all right on a giant hillside. So there's not really a win here, is there? So maybe we'll just come over as far as we can and start taking down like the outskirt trees. So that would probably be this one that I'm on. I guess we'll take some of these leaves while we're at it so that we can get down to the wood part of the trees. And there they go. Just gonna toss some stuff that I don't want because I don't even need to do that. What am I doing? So let's just get out an empty shulker box. That'll be a little bit easier. And we'll throw all of the pale stuff that we have in there already. And then let's start chopping down this tree so that we can start on our saplings as well. So it looks like these are pretty much shaped exactly like dark oak trees, just not the colors, I suppose. So hopefully that'll start dropping some saplings while I cut down this one. This one has an awful lot of wood on it. Oh, I'm so excited to try this wood. I haven't even seen it yet. What the heck was that noise? Oh, wait a second. There's like creaking things in this forest, isn't there? Oh, this gets significantly more scary at night. Oh, wait, that's one right there. Oh my god, there's two of them. Okay, so, I have to figure out where their beating hearts are, I guess. Let me continue to chop a tree down. No, you stay there. Stop it. I just have like one block left. Alright, so I think we need to hit these guys to find out where their, beating hearts are. Okay, we'll put a torch in our offhand so that we can see what we're doing. You are in that tree. Jeez, bro, I wasn't even looking, or I was still looking kinda. Jeez, these things are crazy. You can't look away for even a second. Where's this one? Okay, so that one's in that tree. Now, let's see if we can do this without them coming to get us. And they're not going to make it easy, are they? I believe that's the beating heart. So I can... Oh, so he just dies when the beating heart is killed. Okay. I'm actually very much enjoying how these creaking work. This is very cool. So now we've got to get up here and get this dude's beating heart. I'm just going to run up this way. How did you get behind me that quick? What the heck? Oh, and the resin. I forgot about the resin, too. All right, so his beating heart is gone. Nice. Now, what I'm curious about is if I spawn a tree, does a beating heart spawn in it? And then in turn, does the creaking spawn with the tree that I'm going to be growing myself? Because that is going to be a little bit treacherous. Actually, I guess not. Not if I do it during the day, since they didn't exactly seem to come out until it was nighttime. So I think we may be okay in that respect. All right, I guess I'll continue chopping this tree down. I'm going to have to look into how you go about getting the resin as well, because other than the little bits of like that, the resin that just fell off the tree, don't know how that happens. How does that even get on the tree? Do I have to place it on the tree? Does it grow on the tree? Does the creaking put it on the tree? I have so many questions. Okay, that's the saplings. So we need to get a whole bunch of those, and I have 4. That is just simply not going to be enough, unfortunately. But yeah, now that it's daytime, let's just rip through chopping down a bunch of trees, and then we'll get out of here. Okay, so I might have gone a little bit hard and like, you know, accidentally just kind of took every single piece of anything that had to do with the pale garden, and this place, it no longer exists. Yeah, so I think I just got carried away, honestly, because there's just simply nothing left. Let's get up here and just take a little peek at this. Yeah, so it's gone, but I did happen to get a nice haul of goodies. So we got an entire shulker full of wood plus some down here. And then we got an entire shulker full of moss blocks plus some down here. And then we got an entire shulker full of moss blocks and wood plus some down here. And then we got an entire shulker full of all of the rest of the stuff. And then, you know, plus some down here. And, yeah, I kind of just straight up decimated this place on accident. But, yeah, so, let's go home. And maybe while we're flying home, I'll just throw up a time lapse of what that looked like, just taking everything down. So, we'll see you at home, baby! Ah, home sweet home, and thank goodness, because we are on our last rocket. That could have been tragic. But yeah, we'll come over here, we'll pull up right at the base of the fortress, because we're gonna be messing with this stuff right down here while we build our base camp. So, let's throw some shulkers down so that we can get out of the way, grab our stuff. All right, so first, let's just go ahead and place some of these blocks on the ground so that we can get a feel for what they exactly look like. And just for starters, I'm already really liking how the log looks. The log is very, very nice. So now, what if we do a stripped version and oof, man, that is really good looking. Oh, what could I use this stuff for? So we'll throw some planks down to match, and oh yes, I'm very much liking that. So let's sleep, maybe. Anyways, there we go. But what I'm very curious about is I want to see what the trap doors look like and how they fare against everything else. All right, so those are just straight up beautiful. How about a door? I guess we should do a door. Okay, well, it's official. Those are the best doors in the whole game. I mean, that's absolutely perfect. That is the perfect door. I mean, that's just beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. So now let's see. We'll throw some of the moss blocks there. I mean, those are just awesome. I love those. We got some carpets, and the carpet creeps up the wall that it's next to as well. That's awesome. Ooh, and it can creep up very far too. Oh, wow. Okay, this is getting better and better. So let's throw one more up there and then like that so that we can hang some moss. And yeah, I mean, everything about this is just absolutely incredible. And then the last thing really is just the leaves, which I do like. I don't know what I would use them for, because, you know, they kind of are just not green like the rest of them. So that's going to be interesting trying to use those for something. But I do like them. I like the texture on them a lot. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, no, hold on. We got one more that we have to do quick. We'll need that. And then we can do that. And then we can make some fences. Okay, so let's see what the fences look like. I mean, that's just beautiful. That's almost like a white picket fence that you could put around a building. I mean, this is awesome. All right, I did see that there was one more thing in the crafting square. So we got to make one of these just because that is very cool. I got a white boat now. That's fun. So yeah, we got everything displayed. We know what it all looks like now, and I am just absolutely in love with just about all of this. I mean, I could even leave this here and it would make me happy. Oh, wait. That's not even the last thing. Hold on just a moment. We can't get out of this without looking at the signs, and I mean, look at them. Even these are good. Why are there no chains on this sign? Do I have a weird data pack that ruined that? I might have to look into that. But yeah, even the signs, I mean, I could throw these white signs anywhere and they would look good. Oops, I just typed whatever the heck that mark is called. But yeah, that's pretty much all our pale oak goodies, and now we need to continue our walkway and figure out how exactly we're gonna do this. Alrighty, so I believe it is time to get going on this bridge, and that means that we have to decide what we're going to do. So first, let me just climb this hill over here, because I want to look at something, maybe confirm something, and it looks like right about here will be just about, is that emeralds right next to each other? That's interesting. But yeah, so I want to do a diagonal bridge from there to here, I believe, and then we'll run the path down. I don't know how we'll run it down, but probably just carve out a big chunk of this and, run it down here and then kind of, wrap it around over to here. And then this is where the base camp with all the tents is going to be located. And a stable, of course. And I think that's going to be our plan. This bridge is going to be a little bit of a pain going at a diagonal angle, but we can do anything. What is that zoom? Oh, this mod. All right, let's try this again. We can do anything we put our mind to. So let's get it. Alrighty, we have finished our bridge, but more pressing matters are among us. We need to get down here and have a sleep. Let's land right in bed like that. I'm a professional. That's all there is to it. But anyways, who cares about the bridge? Because Zoomify updated overnight. They listened to my video that I haven't posted yet, so I can zoom normally, and I can do this zoom and make it all dramatic. Look at our bridge behind us. We finished it. Yeah. So anyways, look at our bridge. I am okay with it. I'm not crazy about it. It's kind of just a boring straight bridge, but I think it'll get the job done for now. I did just go in and add some trap doors across like this, and then kind of, run this down into the post just for some, added structure, I guess we could call it. And I mean, it's nothing special, and it's still in the end just a straight bridge, and it kind of bugs me, but I think it gets the job done. And then we got the walkway coming down the mountain, and it exits right over here. So now we've got a spot where we can lead everything to once we build our base camp in here. And also I got an idea for a future video, maybe next video, maybe not, but over here we may have to do like a mining excavation site or something with some cranes hanging down in here, lifting some stuff up. And yeah, I got some cool ideas for that. But for now, we're sticking over here. We got the bridge and the walkway completed down to base camp. So I think that means that we can finally get started with base camp and trying to build some tents. And I don't know how that's gonna go, but there's only one way to find out, right? So to get started with our base camp, the first thing we're going to do is set up our first tent, and I think we're going to do it right over in this area. And the vibe I'm going to be going for with this base camp is pretty much like your camp in Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, tents all over the place, maybe a wagon or two. I can try and do that. And the first tent that's going to be tucked over there next to that tree, which will probably get taken down, and, custom trees over there. But the first thing we're going to do is I want to try and get like the shape of Dutch's tent. So we're going to get some materials out and get started on this bad boy. I think we'll use some spruce fencing. You know what? We'll just bring both of these. And then we need our pale oak trap doors, and obviously we need to make quite a few more of those. So why don't we just put an entire stack of pale oak wood into the trapdoors? So I believe we've got everything we needed. We made some planks. What are those things called? Some slabs as well. And then now we're just going to go over and kind of fill in a little bit because there's a couple weird ground things going on over here. It's kind of just a huge hole. So we've got it all cleared out. The hole is gone and it's ready to be tented. So what we're going to do first is set up this north wall. Where should we put it exactly? Maybe we'll do it like here, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think we'll do 8 long, and then these are obviously all going to be flipped up that way. So then inside that we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll put it on the 6. So we got it like that now. And then we'll also take off 1 so that it'll be 6 by 7 inside. I think that might be a good size. All right, so we'll throw all these down. Place the last ones like that. We'll close all these, and let's go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. And then we could just go through and open them all and create our walls of the tent, which of course it's going to be a little weird because the texture doesn't exactly look like a tent, but it's white and I think we're going to try and roll with it. So now that we have this, I have an idea for what to do with the poles on the outside, which is why I did these on that side of that block, because then when we put these out here, it will just attach right to the tent. So it's kind of gonna look, hopefully, like it's being held up properly by these posts out here. So there, we've got those posts, and then should I do one in the middle? I think we will probably do one in the middle. It'll probably be a little bit taller, probably just one fence post taller, just once it connects to the bottom side of the peak, hopefully. But now that we've got this set up, I think we can probably get up top and start trying to form the pitch of the roof. So let's see, we'll have to do one like that, and this will obviously just go all of the way down. And then while we're up here, we can add the last piece of fencing on there, and this might actually work out nicely. So we could actually just do that and see how that looks from the ground once we get back down there. So let's go this way. It looks like there may be a thunderstorm among us. It actually may not be a thunderstorm. Let's see. No thunderstorm. But all right, let's get this last bit in like so, and then we'll take a peek at this and see if it looks anything like a tent, which I'm really hoping it does. And it kind of doesn't, but I do have one last change that I think may help it, actually. All right, so this is what we're working with, and boy, would vertical slabs be just absolutely perfect right now. Come on, Mojang, help me out here. But I think we may leave it like it is, and then just see if we can't, you know, add some things to help it out a little bit. Now, I am curious what it looks like if we seal up the back like this. So let's just try and throw a couple rows of this stuff down, and then we'll do the same thing on this side while we're here and just hope for the best, I guess. Now, let's come over here and take a gander at it and see if it's looking any better. It still kind of just looks like a barn, honestly, but it is what it is. I think maybe once we get going inside, it'll help it look a little bit more like a tent and less like a barn, hopefully. So I just did a little bit of experimenting, and I placed these on the front and got rid of the stairs and replaced them with trapdoors, and I think it makes the front look a little bit better, like these are pulled to the side, but also with the back. I removed a couple of the trapdoors and added one up there so that maybe this looks like this side only is being pulled back. You know what I'm trying to say. I mean, but I think we're getting somewhere with it. It's starting to look a little bit better. And now I think it's time to knock out the interior and do the rest of the base camp. And let's just throw this all in an actual time lapse this time. So let's go! I am so dang happy right now. Like, I feel like I've been saying it a lot lately, but you know how it feels when, you know, something comes together exactly pretty much how you envisioned it? Well, that is this in a nutshell. This is our base camp, and we've got stables, we've got tents, we've got the big tent, which I think worked out. And now why don't we go and take a look at this place? So I figure since we're up here right now, why don't we go and start with our stable, which we've got our little, I don't know what these things are actually called that you just tie up. Oh, hitches. I think they're called hitches. But yeah, so we've got a hitch. We've got our newly found donkey. This is not the paid actor. This is a new donkey, and he's hitched up over there, while this new horse that we found that jumps higher than anything I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, he is in our stable. And of course we had to make it all muddy around here because, you know, the horses are living in here making a mess. But this thing is kind of unbelievable. Let me give it a try actually and see how high this thing could jump. He's actually fast too. This might be my new main horse. Watch how high he jumps. Ready? I mean, I could almost get on the roof of this place. But anyways, you guys are not here for a horse jumping, so let's continue around the base camp. So we've got one of two fire pits over here. We've got one right next to our table, which, of course, I said that I was going to model this kind of after Red Dead. And here we've got our fire, and here we've got our table to play poker and stuff on. And then we go by these, come down our little stairs here, and we have the main tent. And I'm just going to be honest, I was really skeptical about this thing, and now that we did the interior and some details around it and, you know, some trees here and there, this thing, I think it came out literally exactly as I was hoping. I mean, obviously these textures could be a little bit better and more, you know, tent-like and not trapdoor-like, but you know, it gets the point across, I think. And then in here, we've just got, you know, some storage as per usual, a nice double bed for the big king of the whatever tribe or gang or whatever the heck you want to call it is. And then we go down just a bit further. We've got two matching tents right here and, you know, just some basic interiors with a bed and some storage and a tree behind it, a couple trees behind it, actually. And then as we go over here, and before we look at this, I want to kind of get your guys' input on this. So I tried putting the pale moss carpet on this just as like breaking up a little bit more of the texture, and I kind of like it, but it kind of also stands out quite a bit. So I am curious what you guys think about that. You know, if it's good, maybe I'll do it on the rest of the sides of these tents. And if not, maybe I'll just leave that there for nostalgia purposes. But yeah, so over to our wagon, our covered wagon. We've got some storage in the back. And of course, we had to try and do it having like a lean-to on it, kind of how Arthur Morgan's wagon is, just how he has kind of everything underneath the lean-to next to his wagon. But yeah, I think this came out really cool. We got some extra room for storage up here, and you know, it actually worked out better than anticipated, and you probably could tell from the time lapse that I was pretty indecisive on this, and it took many attempts to get the lean-to working properly, but we got it. And I mean, I'm so happy with this. This is like one of my new favorite things. I've been sleeping in this bed, which, oh, now it's my respawn point again. But over here we have our second little fire pit with, you know, some more little mini blocks around it for seats. And then, I mean, up the hill here we have our third tent. This one is made out of white wool and concrete though, not the gray stuff, but you know, it's the same deal, just some storage in the back and inside, and, you know, textured the ground around everything. And yeah, that is pretty much the extent of the base camp. I went through and did a lot of trees. We're going to do a lot more trees, but I did a lot of these littler trees. And I feel like this adds a lot to like the ambiance of it. And, you know, it kind of helps you get a little bit more immersive, making it feel like it's more real life than not, I guess you could say, like more realistic, I guess. I actually didn't do anything with this step right here. Whoops. We'll have to fix that. But yeah, so looking at it from up here on our fortress, we get a good look of it, a nice view of the place. And you know, it's just this little camp. We got tents all over the place as we planned, and we're not done with it. We are going to do some more trees around and maybe a walkway leading over here or something, but I do feel like we need a walkway heading in this direction that leads up here and eventually connects up there. Just that's kind of how I am. Everything needs to be connected, and it helps with the immersion and, you know, all of that good stuff. So we'll have to get onto that, except for this place right here. So remember how I said we're going to do like a mining, whatever I called it, operation, maybe, I don't remember. But this is going to kind of house all of the mining stuff down here. So we're leaving this open. I was going to do trees, but I don't know exactly how it's going to be laid out. So we're leaving this bit over here open for now. And yeah, I think that is just about the extent of our base camp and what we got done with it in our first run through, which, you know, there will be more. But for now, the base camp is now under attack, and I don't know, it's probably too far away, but I think that's just about it. I think we went over just about everything within the base camp, everything we got done, all of our plans for it. You know, I'm more excited to do like more of these trees and some big trees around, just so that it feels like more natural and, you know, enclosed in a small forest type deal than I am for like the mining pit, or I don't know. The trees really add a lot to this though, I think. But yeah, that's where we're going to leave this one. So as usual, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and share it and comment maybe. And yeah, I mean, I love you guys. Bye!